welcome back to another exciting episode of the Escape Pod. We're coming to you live from outer space. On today's show, we're going to be talking about AI. And I'm not talking about Allen Iverson or the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, shit.
Yep, we're actually talking about artificial intelligence. And we're just going to give you guys a scope of our thoughts and what we're thinking about it. So, by all means, we're not tech guys. We don't work in fucking Silicon Valley, and definitely don't build computers for a living and work for Apple. We're not trying to push products. We're not trying to do any of that stuff. Right now, we're just evoking conversation. But to kick it off, we're going to throw right over to Sean. Sean, what's your thoughts on artificial intelligence?
First of all, I love technology. What is the old saying? Too much of something, it's not good. I think that's where we start going into a whole gray area, man. It doesn't even have to be gray. It can just be wrong, period. No, I am against artificial intelligence. I'm all for, if you're doing robots or any kind of computer program, yes, I get it. But it still needs to be controlled by us humans. Period. It just got to be controlled by us humans. And even that is bad. You have the wrong human controlling, a certain type of technology. It can be bad. We have hackers nowadays. We already have that cyber warfare. So I understand. No matter which way you cut it, it's bad. But just giving, they already have it. That's what's frightening. I know I always say this, but man, sometimes movies do reveal some truths or possibilities. Haven't anybody or these clowns watched The Terminator, The Matrix, iRobot? There's tons of movies out there, or probably even cartoons that deal with artificial intelligence. Just most recently, not most recently, but one of the more recent, movies was, what is that? Age of Ultron. That should spark it right there. Marvel. What the fuck happened with Ultron? But everybody's like, oh yeah, but look at Vision. Yeah. But look at Ultron. What have to come first? World dominance as usual again. I think getting just into that, because we're talking about governments are going to use this first, militaries, right? First of all, dealing with the computer system, CPUs. If we have a world computer that it just gains consciousness, oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless on how it can get awareness. It'll research humankind. It could, if we program it from the beginning to think freely, and then its job is to protect the world. It can go wrong so many ways. It could be the computer can automatically think that humans is the threat. I'll eradicate them.
20 years from now, I believe that human-like robots like those will walk among us. They will help us. They will play with us. They will teach us. They will help us put the groceries away. I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
Or population control, bring us down to a certain minute few. And maybe even since we're children, which one, is almost like the Spartans, right? Which one would be best fit to carry on the work of, keeping the world healthy and safe. It can go so many bad ways, or it could even get into robots, right? Look what's going on right now. The first things I think coming out right now is sex robots. First of all, that's all. We'll get it. That's a whole nother. We can get into sex robots in a whole nother episode. But just staying within the AI thing, think about it. Humankind is horrible, no matter what sex you are, and you got a sex robot and you're treating it like crap, and it's got an AI chip in there. It's gonna figure out sooner or later when it's watching TV when you're not home, or it's gonna log onto the fucking internet via satellite or something, or it's wireless, right? Bluetooth, or whatever, right? It's gonna learn, and it's gonna figure out, wait a minute, I'm getting fucked there. I'm being treated bad. right? So I mean, the next thing you know, you're going over there and it's gonna kill you. I mean, I know I'm jumping the gun, but when you're starting to hear about sex robots, you're starting to hear about Google.
So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation.
And now I know that the military of the world is using robots and using AI.
This is Atlas. Boston Dynamics calls Atlas the world's most dynamic humanoid robot, and from the looks of it, they're absolutely right. Atlas is a bipedal robot capable of running, jumping, doing backflips, and keeping its balance like no other bipedal bot we've seen before.
It's a time bomb just waiting to blow. The world clock on humans existing is going to disappear. I'm going to end it right here and throw it to Justin. He'll get right into like how it just attacks our industries, our everyday life and work right now. All you, my man.
Well, I mean, you know, this argument is pretty tough because just like anything in life, right? In order for progress to happen, it takes chaos, it takes mistakes, it takes innovation. So in order for this AI thing to be phenomenal 20, 30, 50 years from now, there's going to be a period where it's going to scare the shit out of us.
Facebook has enacted an emergency shutdown of 2 artificial intelligence programs. The social media giant leapt into action after it discovered the 2 programs were writing their own code. At first they thought it was simply gibberish, but they soon realised the programs had invented their own language and were actually talking to each other.
Because at the end of the day, these robots that they're programming to think, they're already operating more highly intelligent than humans are. Think about that. And at some point with a glitch or a tweak or just some crazy person out there that just wants to destroy something, it's going to want to take over that technology, just like Iron Man, right? The guy wanted the competitor stole the prototype.
Justin Hammer.
Yeah, and then I think it was the second one with who played the Marlboro Man? What was his name?
Oh yeah, Whiplash.
Okay, so his character is Whiplash, but he reprogrammed it to turn against everybody and be its own thing, and that's militarizing it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing right now. Is it's eventually this technology.
Oh, we got drones already.
It's going to roll right over into military. It's going to roll right over into weapons, and this whole Tony Stark's thing that we like to see in Marvel and we like to see on the screen is going to become a very harsh reality. But since I'm not an expert in that portion of this conversation, I'm going to stick more to how it affects business.
Thank you.
Look, the economy is bad, and with the president that we have now, with the fact that he is shackholding a lot of local businesses with these tariffs and whatnot and everything else, and these big businesses can't go overseas now to get stuff cheaper to actually provide a better price point for Americans, it's going to there's going to have to be a balance some way, somehow. Something critical has to happen for the balance to take place. And that critical thing is going to be employment. Let's take McDonald's, for example. These guys are protesting because they want to make $15 an hour. Okay, well, now the owner doesn't want to pay 15 because minimum wage is 7. What is he going to do? What is he or she going to do? They're going to spend more money putting in kiosks and robots who can artificially think with AI intelligence in it, probably run by Microsoft or IBM or something. And they're going to go from a staff of 10, maybe 15, down to 3. Because you don't need much, maybe just a tech guy to run the robots.
So the Nightscope autonomous data machine, we call it the K5, roams around on its own, autonomously, meaning not remote control, and it can see, feel, hear, and smell. And think of it as smart eyes and ears for a private security guard or a police officer to do their jobs that much more effectively.
Maybe somebody just stock the hamburgers and the meats and stuff. But what I'm getting at is it's going to increase unemployment.
Yes.
And that relates to what we're talking about with this AI thing in the business sector, because yeah, it's going to cost companies a lot more money in the short run, but in the long run, you don't have to pay medical to AI.
No benefits.
You don't have to cover benefits. You don't have to worry about the AI bitching about pay raises. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing for you to fight for more money or whatnot, but you got to look at the context of your job in terms of how it relates to economic conditions. Everything fits into some sort of equation. And that equation always has to balance out. And when you're talking about artificial intelligence and people and how it's going to think on its own, you're replacing people at some point. So folks got to think about this. I'm kind of torn about it. AI will make, and depending on the area and the research behind it, it used in the right field, in the right context, it will make life easier for a lot of people. AI could create better medicines. It could create better prosthetics. In the medical industry alone, it could help that expel a lot of issues and problems. But beyond that, it's about whose hands get on top of it. That's the part that scares me, because look, hey, Sean just talked about movies. You guys don't think Terminator's not going to be a real thing? Think about that now. Skynet, how do you know our government's not doing that right now? We all know there's some secret squirrel shit going on. We all know that. We all know that we have stuff locked down in laboratories in these deserts, these designated areas, 51, all these different places where you can't get access to, because why? They're doing innovations.
Yeah.
But the scary part is, I believe it's going to come from somebody in Silicon Valley, because they're doing the exact same innovations, maybe not in weapons, but almost exact same thing that the military is doing, but more freelance, black market type shit. So just keep in mind, chaos has to exist for balance to happen. And these robots, somebody's going to tweak them some way, somehow, and they're going to mobilize.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. But I'm also pushing for artificial intelligence. But it's just in the right context. But this is one of those hot topics that can go on for days. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm good, man. I'm done.
All right, so we'd like to thank you guys again for tuning in to another exciting episode of The Escape.